Consumer Reports has just revealed its latest data. It says the best quality electric car is the Tesla Model Y. It says the worst is a Rivian R1T, but it also claims that electric cars are far less reliable than internal combustion. Consumer Reports is lying to Americans. I'm going to make my case here on why that is. Consumer Reports, you know what? If you sue me, please do it. I think we're going to be able to show the court, any court in the world, you guys are making up numbers, fabricating data to make EVs look worse than internal combustion cars. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. Today, we need to talk about something that absolutely reeks of bias, misinformation, and a very clear agenda. Consumer Reports has just published a new reliability ranking claiming that EVs fail far more often than combustion vehicles. Teslarati, other websites have said, hey, great news. For the first time ever, Tesla is ranked 10th. It's gained some places. It's 10th now in the US. Consumer Reports published a new reliability ranking claiming that EVs fail far more often than combustion vehicles. Now, this sounds dramatic, but it's completely at odds with actual US data from 2024 and 2025. Consumer Reports strangely failed to mention the fact that more than 5 million internal combustion cars were recalled in 2025 for engine failures. More than 5 million from a number of manufacturers. In fact, the number will approach 6 million by the end of this year. Sounds really reliable, doesn't it? The most reliable brand in the United States, Toyota, was one of the main companies responsible for recalls for massive catastrophic engine failures. So, today I'm going to talk about what Consumer Reports didn't tell you, and why they claim that EVs have 80% more problems is misleading, cherry-picked, and frankly, completely dishonest. Let's start with Consumer Reports' claims. They say that electric cars and plug-in hybrids have around 80% more problems than vehicles with combustion cars. They base this on member surveys. Member surveys. Subjective satisfaction reports. Scoring rubrics they created internally. They created them all. It's their own. They never actually reveal this information to people. Data from around 380,000 vehicles. However, here's the thing. With EVs, right, or at least a large percentage of them, recalls can be done via software updates. They require nothing from the consumer. Whereas recalls for internal combustion cars require potentially not having a vehicle for months. Sounds impressive, right? Until you realize what's... Now, if you actually look at what Consumer Reports say that they do, it sounds impressive. It sounds like, well, we're looking at data from 380,000. But when you realize what they're not including, you realize that something funny is going on. Actual field failures. None of that's included. None. Actual NHTSA recalls. Recalls aren't included. Recalls have no effect on reliability, according to Consumer Reports. Yeah, that's fishy. Warranty claims totals. So warranty claims, none of that goes into their reports. Major engine failures, none of that goes into their reports either. You know, this is the actual real data that actually shows what's breaking on American roads, and it's not even relevant, according to Consumer Reports. Here's what Consumer Reports didn't mention. Over 5 million internal combustion engine vehicles were recalled this year in the United States for major engine failures. Yep, 5 million. More than that, in fact. Blown engines, catastrophic failures, recalls, cars that are actually literally dying. Not getting complained about by someone on Facebook because their app functionality doesn't work in the way that they'd like it to. Ford had more recalls than any automaker in US history. According to NHTSA, Ford had 110 recalls by October alone. They're not over-the-air software updates either. Their warranty costs hit $6 billion. And the vast majority of these recalls were for internal combustion engine vehicles, not EVs. Yet Consumer Reports says Ford is improving. Improving what? Their ability to issue more recalls than any manufacturer in history? Is that what they're improving? This is the same organization that claims EVs are failing more often. In fact, Ford today said the only reason they sell EVs is because the government forced them to. That's what the CEO said. The publicly available safety and recall data says the exact opposite. It's not EVs. In fact, it's the old school petrol and diesel vehicles hemorrhaging failures, particularly at Ford. But all other companies are the same. Let's look at how the rankings conveniently line up. Toyota number 1, Subaru number 2, Lexus number 3, BMW number 5, Tesla number 9, Buick number 8, Ford after 110 recalls, right? There has never been a company in history that's had 110 recalls in an entire year, let alone in 10 months. Ford's done it in 10 months. And Consumer Reports says that Ford has jumped to its best quality ranking in 15 years. 15 years. Best. Really? Ford has the worst recall year in global history, and Consumer Reports says, yep, they're doing great now. You should buy one. Don't worry. They don't advertise with us. We don't get any money from Ford. Sure. Meanwhile, they say EVs are failing more, even though Tesla Model Y is their most reliable EV. EV drivetrains have far fewer moving parts by an order of magnitude. There certainly weren't EV battery recalls en masse this year, which would be the equivalent of an internal combustion engine being recalled, right? The battery is similar to the engine, right, in terms of the enormity of its importance to an EV. How many battery recalls were there this year in the US? I can remember barely any, a tiny fraction. And EV recalls in 2024 and 2025 were far lower than internal combustion engine recalls. Plus, most EV problems are software updates, not mechanical failures. Consumer Reports doesn't mention any of that. Instead, they lump software quirks, infotainment bugs, and user experience complaints into the same category as engine failures, transmission failures, fuel pump failures, catastrophic oil dilution, turbo failures. I mean, really, seriously, infotainment bugs have the same exact importance to their score ratings as a catastrophic engine failure. Yeah, that makes sense. So, what does the data actually really tell us from 2024 and 2025? Well, ICE engines are failing at disastrous levels. Even Automotive News says manufacturers are telling them this is the case. Manufacturers are saying their engines have never been more fragile because of the emission standards that they claim they've had to follow. They say that because of these new emission standards, they need new devices, efficiency has to be perfect, machining tolerances have to be perfect, and therefore that's why their engines are failing at the highest rate in history. Manufacturers basically are saying Consumer Reports is full of shit. Millions of vehicles are recalled for this year: seized engines, exploding engines, failing fuel pumps, transmission deaths, oil leaks, exhaust failures, and faulty timing chains. EVs do not have these failure modes. None of them. Software, mechanical unreliability, I don't know if I'd put them on the same level, personally. Consumer Reports counts Bluetooth not connecting, no joke, Bluetooth not connecting, a glitchy screen, a delayed app update, as events equally bad as a dead engine. I kid you not. That's not reliability, that's preference feedback. That is skewing the data completely, and I'd say outright lying. EVs from Tesla, Subaru, Ford, Toyota, Lexus, and Hyundai score average or better. Consumer Reports actually admits this in their fine print. Only in their fine print though. But they bury it behind the headline claiming 80% more problems for EVs. The EV with the most problems is Rivian. And even then, most issues are trim, electronics, software, not catastrophic drivetrain failures. Yeah. Meanwhile, ICE engines are literally failing across the country. Consumer Reports, their scoring though, is heavily weighted toward traditional brands, traditional vehicle platforms, and driver-reported annoyances rather than quantifiable mechanical failures. So the squeaky wheel is getting the grease. Why would Consumer Reports twist the data like this? I mean, why are they actually doing this? Well, because EV fear and paranoia sells. People love this stuff. Yeah? Legacy brands advertise heavily, and they don't really sell any EVs. In fact, a minuscule percentage. Interesting, isn't it? The company that spends more on advertising in the United States than anyone else is Toyota. The company that spends more lobbying against EVs worldwide, more money lobbying against them worldwide, is Toyota. Coincidentally, Toyota are first place on Consumer Reports' most high-quality vehicle list. Because many of their paying members at Consumer Reports are long-time owners of combustion vehicles, well, that could also factor in. Headlines about EVs failing get more attention than the truth. Here's the thing. EVs have fewer mechanical failures by an order of magnitude. EV drivetrains very rarely break. Petrol and diesel engines are failing at record levels. That is a fact. America recalled more ICE vehicles in 2024 than any year in history. In 2025, the numbers will be even worse. Consumer Reports knows all of that. They just chose not to include it. The data from the real world shows ICE vehicles are having more catastrophic failures than EVs right now, not the other way around. That's a fact. Consumer Reports is pushing a narrative. That's a fact. It is misleading, it is incomplete, and in my opinion, it borders on intentionally deceptive. I'm not the only one saying this, by the way. Many people in the US say the same thing. If they want to talk about reliability, let's talk about the 5+ million internal combustion engine cars recalled for engine failure, or the 110 Ford recalls, or the billions in warranty costs. But, no mention of that whatsoever in the reports. Nothing. Because that doesn't fit the story they want to tell. EVs, they're not perfect. It's true. No vehicle is. But the idea that EVs are failing far more often than combustion cars in 2024 and 2025 is absolutely false. And the data proves it. Guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Is Consumer Reports biased? Do you live in the US? Do they cherry pick data? And have you personally had a big internal combustion engine failure like I have on many occasions, or an EV issue? Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.